before we wrap, and this has been an extended discussion, and I appreciate it. It's good that we've had this platform to talk about a lot of the things happening in the NFL. Jameis Winston, clearly available now. He told you in August that he still harbors baseball dreams. And I've been mentioning that, thinking about that all week, because after making $45 million over the first 5 years of his NFL career, if no one is going to give him a chance to compete to be a starter, if he's going to be a guy who holds a clipboard, does he at least entertain the possibility of the Tim Tebow route? Jump on the bus, get on a single-A team, and try to play baseball. Why not now? If you're ever going to do it, now's the time to do it. And you're walking away from, what, $5-6 million a year as a backup, something you don't want to do. You want to play. Do you think that this is the time for Jameis Winston to indulge his desire to play baseball?
Mike, I think that before I would do that, if I were him, and I think it's an interesting question. I have no idea what his mental frame of mind right now is. It wouldn't shock me, though, because before I'll never forget this. I talked to him coming out of the combine in 2015, and he told me at the time that he would love to be able in the off season to spend a couple of months being a closer for somebody and, or pitching somewhere. He throws 95. He might be the kind of guy with his sort of mental frame of mind. He's not an overly emotional guy. He might be the kind of guy who you could say, we'd let him be a closer. But I think of that, and then I think of where he is right now, and he probably really wants to show people that the Bucs should have believed in me. This was year one, and with Arians, and I'm going to be really good. But I think the biggest issue that I have right now, Mike, biggest issue is I would need somebody, if I were Jameis Winston, to look at him and say, you know what, I believe in you and I can make you better. And I know that everybody in Pittsburgh has told me, don't be an idiot. They're never going to take Jameis Winston. Ben's the quarterback here for the next couple of years. If I was Mike Tomlin, I would think very seriously about trying to have that conversation just to see if he can now. Why can't Mike Tomlin FaceTime right now with Jameis Winston, have a heart-to-heart talk with him? Private, nobody ever knows it happens. Why can't he do that? Just to see where his head is at. Of course, it'd be better if he could do it face-to-face, but he can't. So why can't he FaceTime right now with Jameis Winston and just talk to him about where he is? Does he still want to be a great quarterback? Would you sit for a year or two if I gave you every chance to be next in Pittsburgh?
And I don't disagree with that conceptually, but I'll tell you what, if I'm Jameis Winston, I'm interested in taking over Teddy Bridgewater's spot as number 2 behind Drew Brees. Look at what it did for Bridgewater. Brees is only there one more year. Maybe Brees gets injured at some point this season.
But not if Taysom Hill stays, though. I mean,
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
But they need a veteran who can run the standard offense, because Hill's going to need his own offense. They need somebody who's ready to play. And I think it would be, and who knows, maybe Ben Roethlisberger suffers another season-ending injury in week 2 like last year. I just think Drew Brees is going to be more welcoming to Jameis than Ben Roethlisberger would be. I think Ben's going to be a little more territorial about this, especially as he tries to reestablish himself after last season. I think that is the potential pressure point there. I don't think Ben wants someone that would threaten him implicitly. I think Brees is fine with it. Brees is getting his money. He's there one more year, and that's that. And Winston, if he gets to play in a couple of games, maybe kind of cleanses the palate and gets somebody to say, all right, you know what? With the right coach, he's not going to have a bunch of interceptions. He's not going to average almost 2 per game. He can be taught. He can learn. I think, to me, that's his best opportunity if he wants to lay the foundation to be a starter again in the future.
Yeah, I guess so, Mike. But I'm not sure that Ben Roethlisberger should have that power inside the Steelers. He shouldn't. How can you be sure that Ben Roethlisberger is playing 15 games this year? If I gave you an over-under right now, if Vegas did an over-under, starts by Ben Roethlisberger this year, what would it be?
8.5,
12. Right. Yeah. So
you just don't know. I think his body could be. It could. Go ahead.
Of course. Why should Ben Roethlisberger be all pissy if they bring in Jameis Winston? Really? Think about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Why should he be? Or if they bring in Andy Dalton, if they bring in a guy who's been an established starter, we can't rely on you, Ben. We can't. We want you to be our quarterback. If you're healthy for the next 3 years, wonderful. Then we have misjudged and overpaid a backup guy and a potential heir. But hey, if we have to do that, great. And
I don't look. I think you're right. And he had Mike Vick there as a backup at one point. And my God, if he can survive Mike Vick being a backup in Pittsburgh, he can survive Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton. I just think that from the standpoint of the overall likelihood of Jameis Winston parlaying this year into starting again next year, I'd be more inclined to go with Sean Payton and fill that spot that Teddy Bridgewater had for the last couple of years because it worked. $21 million per year for Bridgewater after playing 6 games since the end of the 2015 season.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.